What's up, everybody? It's Adam Stein here on a Tuesday evening. Wanted to share some content that I think may be of value for you if you're in the creative process. If you've got a vision or a plan or a business or a project, something you want to start and launch and put out into the world, or a new career or whatever it is, and you're hesitating, right? You're not sure, you're afraid, there's risk. What do I do? How do I do it? What's going to happen? What's it going to look like? I want certainty. I want to know it's going to work. All that conversation that we have with ourselves that oftentimes holds us back from just taking that first step, right? From taking that next action. And I want to share with you two ideas. And this is definitely from my experience and also from just things that I've learned over time that could be helpful for you too. All right. And I've been an entrepreneur now for 20 years. I started in real estate in 2000. I started as an investor in real estate. Then I got my real estate license, and then I became a real estate agent. I sold shopping centers and apartment buildings. And then I became a principal developer. I started buying buildings, and there was so many risk factors along the way. And I remember as a much younger man how freaking anxious I was. I was leaning in and I was taking risk and I was betting on myself, but I was not mentally in a good place a lot of the time because I was so anxious about it, until I started having some success and I started validating the risks that I was taking. Okay. 2005, I moved here to Florida. I became the vice president of development operations for a firm here in Boca Raton, Florida, and I ran projects all over the state. And then the market collapsed in 2008, and I had to recreate myself yet again. 2009, I took a year off. I did not work at all. 2010, I met my partner, Ronnie, and here I am 10 years later, the broker owner of a globally affiliated real estate company in Boca Raton, and I love it. It's absolutely my calling and my passion. I love being here. I love supporting my agents. I love supporting them so they can help you, our consumers, in the marketplace. And now I get to share a message and teach and support and coach and inspire people for a living, which is absolutely my calling. And I never knew that this would be what it would be 20 years ago, right? And so here's the thing. Ideas, 2 points. First point is ideas don't come out fully formed, okay? So what that means is that you may have an idea or an inkling of an idea, an itch, right? And this thing that you've got in your mind and you're obsessing over it, you're thinking about it, which is an indication you might be on the right track, okay? And you want to do it, but you're concerned and confused and you don't know because you want to know how it's going to turn out. And the truth is that the idea won't come out fully formed because it's only through taking action and then getting feedback and then modifying, improvising, adapting, shifting direction that you will actually end up at an outcome that may not be exactly what you thought it was going to be, but it's the right place where you're supposed to be, okay? It's actually a better outcome or a different outcome. I mean, I don't want to label it or judge it, but maybe it's a thing that it was supposed to be, but because you took those initial actions, now you ended up in the place where you were actually supposed to be, which is the place you wanted to be. And I have so much of my own direct experience in this arena, and I know so many other aspiring people who have at one time or another took that risk, stepped out on that skinny limb, and went into the deep end and just started taking action, okay? And then through that action, they got feedback, they learned, they shifted, and ultimately are on a path that is really the right path for them in terms of creating and manifesting, right? Number two is that the dots only connect looking backwards, right? So they're actually counteract each other, right? We want to go forward, okay? And we've got a vision, and we want to know with certainty that that vision is going to happen. And of course, what happens is that we have so much certainty about the vision that we want to make happen, we end up actually shutting down other possibilities because we've got this rigid vision and this rigid attachment, which ultimately is from the past. We can't predict the future from our past. The only way to predict the future or to go into the future, to create the future, is with uncertainty, is with the unknown. Because it is only through the unknown that we create all possibilities. I mean, it's kind of crazy how it works that way, and yet it has proven to be true over and over and over again for people that I know from my own experience, and I think it could be true for you too. So here's what I'll say. The idea won't come out fully formed. You got to act. You got to do so that you get feedback and that you can ultimately go and grow to get to the place you want to be. Number two is the dots will only connect looking backwards. I never knew that I would be the broker, owner, coach, trainer, inspirer of a real estate sales organization, and many, many people far beyond the people that I touch inside the walls of this organization. But the ripple effect of all of the people that I've coached and trained and supported and helped and inspired and communicated to over the years now, that ripple effect I could have never known was going to happen way back when I started on this path. Now, I can definitely see how the dots connect. I mean, many of you don't know the genesis of my career. I started as a sales professional in the medical arena, really. I mean, I was in the restaurant business. That's really where it started. And I've got so many great lessons learned when I was in the restaurant business. Some of my trainings that I talk about were from my early days. I'm talking about, 19, 20, 21 years old, almost 30 years ago. 30 years ago. Yeah, almost 30 years ago. And what those lessons taught me, then I went into professional sales. I sold bathtubs out of a freaking trailer. Now, it was a really nice trailer, and I drove a really nice vehicle, but I sold super high-end medical grade bathing systems to nursing homes and medical facilities that were being renovated and newly constructed in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland and Virginia. I mean, that's where I started my career. I think I should own a piece of the New Jersey Turnpike, considering how much time I put on that thing, and the sales tapes I would listen. I'm talking cassette tapes, man, right? Developing my skill, okay? Creating the vocabulary and the knowledge on how to be effective in the arena that I was in, that today I get to teach other people to do and make a big impact on. I couldn't have known that then. I didn't know where I was going to be now, and here I am, right? And so the reality is you can't know. The dots only connect looking backwards, not looking forwards. And the only way to really formulate and create is to go and do and trust and believe that what it is you want is possible. Everything is possible, my friends. Take the action, do the thing, have the power, and you got this, all right? Have a great night. Talk to you again.